Initiating system. Initiating system 1. System 1 loaded.
GoreCast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. As well as the station of decapitation without your head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
What's up, GoreCasters? Welcome back to the GoreCast here on Sunday. I've slept. Things are great. Life is dandy.
Slept?
I slept and I played a video game, and Halloween is over, and as much as I love it, god damn it, somehow it's a little bit crushing my soul sometimes.
I thought you were just doing that thing where like you meditate real deeply, your eyes are open and you're just in like a bit of a trance for a half an hour and then you
Yes.
get back into like editing madness.
No, that's Tuesday. That's Tuesday.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Yes, so yet again to everybody who joined us last night, thanks for joining us. We ended up having a great little Halloween party here, albeit
Not the one we
we had intended, because evidently public domain movies doesn't necessarily mean you can play them.
Fuck you, YouTube.
Yes, or copyright law, because there has to be some legal reason that they're.
That was a weird one though, because we that was.
You know, the little GoreCast people don't get all of the stuff we put into the promo sometimes, so it was nice to be able to kind of sit there and
I mean, it was,
reminisce.
yeah, I kind of meant the whole, you know, us getting copyright flagged for a film that YouTube actually has on its own fucking channel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I hosted it through another channel, so
Yeah.
unless that's the, I don't know.
I don't know. Cracking over.
Right. One quick quickly do. We get back to the live chat here, so see what's going on. Who we got in the chat? Sweet Rabbit, hello. Buzz.
Hi,
hey,
Sweet
what's
Rabbit.
going on, homeboy? Katie McNeil.
Buzz.
Hello. And
Katie.
Bree. Howdy.
Hi, Brie.
How he is? Hey, he is. Hey, wows.
Hello.
Buzz was there. Yes, Buzz was there during last night's stream. But yes, it was fun. It was good crack, as they say in Ireland.
Which is actually relevant for one of the films we'll be getting into later.
Yes, it is. So initially, Thursday we were supposed to do a show with Giz, which was his Halloween picks. But I decided we could do it today, mostly because there was no choice, because I couldn't stop editing, so we couldn't do the podcast. But I decided we could do it today because none of the movies are integrally attached to Halloween, if you know what I mean. But they're a great little selection of movies, and for people who are still having the horror thirst for post-Halloween, here's a very good lineup.
One of them is basically my Halloween version of Muppets Christmas Carol. It
Doesn't-
gets watched every year.
Yes, doesn't make it a Halloween movie though, if you know what I mean. By association, you know. Same way Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yes.
This isn't a Halloween movie.
What?
The
Don't
actual,
try and confuse me with
Yeah.
logic.
the actual season of Halloween has zippity fuck all do to do with the fiddly dee.
Right.
You
Okay then.
That makes sense.
Not a bit.
Yes, it does. Fiddly dee, zippity doos. You know.
That'll need a test shot. Fiddly dee, I've stepped on a nail.
What's that from again? Simpsons.
Swear, Jerry, can't swear. Crunch! Fiddly dee, I've stepped on a nail. That should require a tetanus shot.
Yeah.
Homer and your DIY. Anyway, should I crack on with the news?
Yes, let's crack on with. Oh no, wait, news.
And now the news. Don't touch that dial. Anyway,
I feel like we haven't done a newsroom bit in ages, although it's only been a week. You'd swear I'd been away from here for. I moved my computer downstairs so I could hang out with my missus while I was editing, so I actually feel like I haven't been in here in ages.
we were up here the other day getting lights and stuff.
Not in here. I was through here, if you know what I mean.
Anyway,
Anyway,
that hurt. So, first on our news bits, it seems that Amazon and Blumhouse are going to be continue. What? That's not a what?
oh, oops, there we go.
There we go. It seems that Amazon and Blumhouse are going to be continuing their relationship with the next part of Welcome to the Blumhouse, which is set to be back in 2021. And we have a list,
2021.
which is next year or in 3 months' time, depending
It's
on how you
nearly 2021.
2 months, 2.5 months.
Yeah. It's all just been one big living room to me.
Okay.
And a lot of people.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a list of four of the films.
Lockdown.
Right. Okay. There's a list of 4 of the films that are going to be on the bill, and including a synopsis. So I figure I might as well kind of crack in and let people know.
Oh, Giz loves reading synopses. Synopses?
Synopsis.
Yes.
First on the list is The Manor, which I feel could be interesting.
Go on.
After suffering a stroke, Judith Albright moves into a historic nursing home where she begins to suspect something supernatural is preying on the residents. In order to escape, she needs to convince anyone around her that she doesn't actually belong there after all. I feel
Well, now.
this could be a recurring nightmare for me.
What, getting locked up and people thinking you're insane? And you being like, I'm not actually crazy. And they're like,
deep
but you
down-
are crazy.
Well, because I know the truth,
That you are crazy?
and I'm trying to convince them to let me out.
You're coming to take me away. Ha ha. They're coming to take me away.
Ho ho hee hee ha ha ho to the funny farm where it's bright and happy all day long, and little basket weavers sit and twiddle their thumbs.
You actually sang that well.
Thank you. Anyway, up next is Black as Night, where a teenage girl with self-esteem issues finds confidence in the most unlikely way. By spending her summer battling vampires that prey on New Orleans disenfranchised with the help of her best friend, the boy she's always pined for, and a particularly rich girl. Oh,
Black as
peculiar rich girl. Yes,
I'm fucking in. That sounds great.
you just like the title.
No. Just the whole synopses in general was quite appealing to me.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I seem to be louder. Here. Okay, this is where I need to sit. This specific angle right here.
Oh yeah, because the label's facing you that way.
Thought I had it kind of angulated. Anyway.
Nope. Next up, we have Madre, where a Mexican American couple expecting their first child relocate to a migrant farming community in 1970s California. When the wife begins to experience strange symptoms and terrifying visions, she tries to determine if it's related to a legendary curse or something more nefarious. What the hell is more nefarious than a legendary curse? Damn it!
An extraordinarily legendary curse. Legendary curse.
Or real life child stealing bastards.
Yeah.
No, sounds possible. Possible.
Pay some more beer there. It doesn't pick up.
Okie dokie. Finally, we have Bingo. In the barrio of Oak Springs live a strong and stubborn group of elderly friends who refuse to be gentrified. Their leader, Lupta, keeps them together as a community, a family. But little do they know, their beloved bingo hall is about to be sold to a much more powerful force than money itself.
Satan.
Possibly, actually, the way that's worded.
That's why I said it. It sounded very Satan-y.
Okay, fair enough.
Or some other evil deity.
You mean God?
Same thing.
Pretty much. Anyway, so these are the first 4 films announced for the upcoming block of Welcome to Bloomhouse, which is set to premiere in 2021. Not sure exactly when.
I'm down with that.
But
Good lineup.
Yeah, if we're getting all these, then if we're getting all these titles and synopsis, very well put as from you a while ago, then one would assume that it's going to be probably on the early side of 2021.
Lovely. Right. Next up,
Next up,
we got a movie.
we do.
That's not what the. You talk and I'll establish what happened there.
You clicked the wrong button.
No. I must have saved something or something wrong.
Okay. Scheduled for release by IUC Midnight on December 18th, 2020, Hunter x Hunter is a film which follows a family living in the remote wilderness, earning a living as fur trappers. Joseph Mersault, his wife Anne, and their daughter Renee struggle to make ends meet and think their traps are being hunted by the return of a rogue wolf.
Oh dear.
Determined to catch the predator in the act, Joseph leaves his family behind to track the wolf. Anne and Renee grow increasingly anxious during Joseph's prolonged absence and struggle to survive without him. When they hear a strange noise outside their cabin, Anne hopes it's Joseph, but instead finds a man named Lou, who has been severely injured and left for dead. The longer Lou stays with Joseph while Joseph is away, the more paranoid Anne becomes, and the idea of a mysterious predator in the woods slowly becomes a threat much, much closer to home. So, given the way that the poster is, which is like this wolf howling and stuff, I'm wondering, is it a werewolf bit or is it just...
Oh, wait, hang on. So, wait, that... All right, so that's... Right.
What?
This was supposed to be movie
2.
3, is what you said to me.
No, I said 3 would be the Don't Click.
Yeah, which I can't find. Okay, that's the poster for that one.
Yeah. As you can see, it really plays off the whole wolf theme. So the big question is this going to be a werewolf movie? Or is it actually going to turn out that there happens to be wolves around while this dangerous human predator is actually taking advantage of the trapped animals and then potentially killing folk? So, yeah. Let's see. As I said, that's going to be coming out from ISC Midnight on 18th of December this year. One would assume digitally. It's directed and written by Sean Liddon and produced by Juliet Hagopian, Neil Emin, and Liddon with other people. Okay, that went on a little bit longer than I thought. Sorry.
Oh, okay. On to Don't Click.
Yes, on to the next film, which I feel I would not survive. It's not often that I'm willing to admit that one, but I admit this one would probably catch me if it actually happened.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. Or
Yes.
perhaps.
Yep. Perhaps is a nice word.
Yeah. Starring Walter Skarsgård, who is the son of actor Stellan Skarsgård and the brother of Alexander, Bill, and Gustav Skarsgård.
Oh, do you mean the other Skarsgård?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
The other ones. Don't Click is...
Discount Skarsgård.
We'll have to wait and see. Don't Click is scheduled to come on to VOD platforms December 11th.
Discount Skarsgård.
Okay. And anyway, the film's about a 21-year-old Josh who tries to convince his roommate and best friend Zane to join him at a party. Unfortunately, Zane declines the invitation, and instead claiming that, he has to study, just goes on...
going on a porn binge,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, pretty much. He's just going online looking at porn.
My eyes, they do nothing.
Yeah, it's all well and good until he sees one particular, pop-up ad, and it's kind of like, I like what you're doing there. That's nice and kinky enough. That's kind of, you know what, that's going to get my motor revving.
What are they doing? Or is it not okay to say on air?
It doesn't say.
Oh, okay,
in
fine,
the
that's fine.
thingy. But anyway, he clicks on this, and that's the last we see of him for a little bit, because his buddy comes home looking to bring him off to the party, and it's kind of like, okay, there's an advert for porn on his computer. I can see that, but where the fudge is he? So, yeah, it turns out Zane passes out, and when he awakens, he's in the midst of what can only be described as a cross between 8mm Saw and Hellraiser with ghosts.
Sorry, with ghosts.
Yes, with
I
ghosts.
I was very in. No, I'm not. Not that actually. No, not that I'm not in. I'm still in. But I was like, okay, I like this. Is how this is lining up. And then you're like, but with ghosts. And I was like, right. What is it? Ghosts in the internet kind of thing?
I don't know. There's a trailer up, but I haven't watched
Alternate
it yet.
internet dimension.
I don't know. There's a trailer up, but I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, I wish you'd said that.
Why?
Because we could have watched the trailer before we.
Isn't that usually what we get kicked off for?
No, I
watching
mean, like.
stuff? Happened
Well,
last
you're
night, didn't it?
you're really taking that hit hard, aren't you?
It was the exact same problem that we had back in the old
I
days.
can't be
whereby
arsed having
every time we
another
fucking-
email war with YouTube. So
Yeah, we just agreed that they're a packed shower.
Don't-
I'm not- I know. I've stopped talking. Shh. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Not fine.
okay.
Anyway.
Is that it for the news?
Yeah. Like I said, don't click.
I've had a very stressful day with people saying things.
Don't click the horror movie that I probably, definitely, absolutely would not survive. Scheduled to be coming out December 11th. Go check it out. Could be fun. Or
Is
don't-
it? Do you mind me? Oh yeah, it doesn't tell you what the kink is, so it's not.
You're mad hung up on that, aren't you?
Well, it's a fairly integral plot point, isn't it?
A sexually graphic pop-up catches Zane's attention. That is literally all that's written about it.
Okay,
So
that's fine. I just wouldn't mind seeing what this thing is.
there's all manner of things suggestions that it could be, but I'm probably wrong. Or I could be right, I guess. And
Only time will tell.
yes.
That's it for the news. Yay! I had like the Will Robinson robot in my head for a minute. It's just like, warning, warning, this conversation will get you kicked. Warning, warning.
You thought I was going to start like guessing what
He
I
just listed off shit.
I'm not going to lie. There was a part of me
But
that
my face slowly goes more like,
what? I know stuff.
I know. We know you know. Everyone that knows you knows you know.
Probably the issue, to be perfectly honest.
You're like everybody's porn directory. Hey, I was looking for this chick. She has this color hair and this tattoo. That one. Oh yeah, that's her. Thanks.
That's only happened twice.
Yes.
Anyway, first up on the bill for tonight's viewing critique is the 1986 classic Critters.
Which I may be rusty on because I put it on earlier, but it fell asleep.
That's fine. That's fine.
Just to let you know.
Okay. For those of you unaware, Critters is a little creature feature that a lot of people thought was designed to kind of play off the success of Gremlins, and while it can't be denied that they used it to their advantage,
The similarities are mostly they're furry and they have teeth.
honestly, the scriptwriter, when he heard that like people were saying, "Oh, you're just doing another version of Gremlins," went, "Go fuck yourself," and went back to the script and rewrote a load of bits. For one thing, Gremlins aren't basically fur-clad, paralytic harpoon-throwing piranha from space.
Yeah.
Because these are
Outlaw piranha from space.
Yeah. You see, the film starts off in space whereby a prison transport is on its way to a penal asteroid.
Yeah. And these little furry fuckers are causing a bit of a ruckus.
Yeah, they had to kill two of them just because they were eating everything. They didn't think they'd have enough grub to actually survive. That
Yeah, yeah.
should tell you
Yeah.
what these are dealing with.
They're eating us out of the house at the moment here, sir.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't take long before a daring prison break leads to a stolen ship, a couple of dead guards, and a bunch of missing Kreutz, as they are gone, fuck this for a tub of spin. Hee-haw, we are out of here.
Out skis.
Which, of course, leads the local warden to go, shit, I'm going to need me some bounty hunters. Ugh! Lee, get your shape-shifting asses in here and go kill them Kreutz. You know you wanna.
You're dressed head to toe in leather, which obviously means you like hunting and killing shit.
And they do. They're bounty hunters.
Yes.
Shape-shifting bounty hunters. Well, visually shape-shifting. They're not full shape-shifting. They can't, like, change form. I had a more technical term for that in my head a while ago. Completely forgotten what it was. Anyway, while all this is going on, we also get introduced to...
Glamour.
No, glamour's magic.
I know. What would you describe this as? Is it technologically based? Or is it biologically based?
Oh, no, I'm not on about how they shift. I'm on about the fact that they don't shift their entire body. It's their bipedal, and it's more like a frame shift as opposed to a full omnimorph changing actual appearance. Like, they can't turn into animals or anything like that. Oh, wait, they kind of can, actually.
Apes.
No. In the second film, something happens.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, point is, while all this is going on, we are introduced to the Brown family. More incidentally, Bradley Brown, who is this young, little explosive making whippersnapper living on a farm with his family, driving him nuts by blowing shit up every now and then and accidentally slapping his sister across the arse with a slingshot, although that wasn't actually him, but fair play for taking the blame rather than leaving it to the drunken farmhand Charlie, who accidentally hit the sister in the ass with the pebble while fixing Bradley's slingshot, to be fair.
Bro code.
Exactly. Now, it's important that we know about Charlie, because Charlie, he knows about them there aliens. He's been getting signals in his teeth for ages.
Yep.
And even if he does wake up sometimes in the local drunk tank, it's fine. He's harmless. Everyone's well used to him.
He has been ranting about the aliens for quite some time.
Yeah.
Is the issue with Charlie's alien communique.
Yeah. But it's okay, because the people of Grover's Bend, they're well used to Charlie being fucking drunken.
Unfortunately,
bollocks.
possibly a little too used to Charlie, which is the issue in this respect.
Yes.
Because occasionally crazy people are right.
You see,
Or eventually crazy people are right. One or the other, whatever way you want to look at it.
we are always right at least once a year. Anyway, so this, unsurprisingly, is where the the Kreutz would end up. I'm not going to say crash landing, because it was actually really well landed.
Yeah.
But it is loud and impactful enough that, you know, they kind of make an impact. The brown house is shaking. Bradley, in the middle of trying to escape because he's been grounded for slapping his sister across the arse with the slingshot,
Refer to comments from earlier.
is in a tree when it happens. So you know, when his outfit comes out to investigate, that's where he is. And sure enough, the house shook so hard I got thrown straight into the tree. Right, why don't you come down here and we go investigate?
Yeah, come on, Wacky Tooth, let's go.
Not fooling his outfit for an instance. Meanwhile,
Get in the house, you asshole.
Meanwhile, the sister whose arse did get slapped with a slingshot is busy getting off with Billy Zane in the barn.
Opposed to the sister whose arse didn't get slapped with a slingshot?
No, he's only got the one sister.
Okay, I feel we don't need to keep referring to her as that way. Sister would be applicable, wouldn't
Yeah, probably. What's her name again? April. There we go.
it? Anyway, she's knobbing Billy Zane in the barn.
Well, she's trying to. Billy Zane
Or barn and Billy Zane in the knob, whichever way you want to look at it.
Billy Zane is very reluctant because, well, her old fella is out in the house and probably has a gun. So
Definitely has a gun.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's all fine. It's cool. This is all just wavy gravy. Jay and Bradley go to investigate where they think something weird might have happened because, you know, checking on the cattle. Then they discover, oh shit, the cattle have been eaten.
Fucking cattle.
I mean, not just mutilated. That's,
It's like a head and legs.
yeah,
It's not even legs, actually. It's like a head and bits.
best not to tell, you know, the mother about this. Unfortunately, you know, by the time they get back to the house,
Mom
mother
already knows.
well, I think the screams from the barn and the furry balls of death that come rolling on kind of
That's
give
what I
the
meant
game
by
away.
Mom already knows. Well, she doesn't know about the cattle, but she knows there's something up.
Yeah, it's not long before the Browns are under siege from hairy little vicious piranhas who eat Billy Zane rapidly.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Billy
good.
Zane. He doesn't usually.
Yep.
If
Meanwhile,
he's in a horror movie, he's getting toasted.
Hmm.
If he's the Phantom, he lives.
yes, yes,
Bad movie.
good movie. What? It's a 1930s character. It's better than the fucking Shadow. Anyway,
Yep.
meanwhile, bounty hunters arrive in town. Use their shape-shifting abilities to scare the bejesus out of everyone, shoot the shit out of the place in their hunt for Kreitz. Fortunately, gain the attention of the local drunk Charlie. Because
They're more of the steamroll through the location they come into kind of bounty hunters instead of stealthily suss people out and be kind of like, hey, you happen to see like any what could be described as large hedgehogs or aggressive ferns.
Funnily enough, they do end up asking someone in that question when Brad, thinking they are the cops and or Charlie, jumps into the back of the fucking cop car when the boys have stolen, thinking, hey, cool, it's the law, it's the... Aren't you the...
Shape-shifting alien motherfuckers.
Aren't you the dude in the rock video that I just saw? And Charlie, what the fuck is going on? And it's kind of like, there are these critters, Kreitz, critters. Where are they? My house? Where? This way. Fortunately, the bounty hunters carry big guns,
Big fucking guns.
which blow holes in walls, doors, and Kreitz.
Most things.
Most things.
Most
yes.
things. Either blow holes in or through, one or the other.
Or just make it go away.
That's what I mean, as in, there's either a hole left or there's just bits left, one or the other.
Yeah,
Depends on the size of the target.
splatter patterns usually.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Blah!
It's cool. Doesn't take long before, you know, it's just an all-out assault inside the house. There is blood, there is guts, there is Krite bits everywhere.
And there's furry little fuckers still with teeth, because threats.
They're violent little bastards. All in all, Critters is just a fun film. It has some fantastic effects. It has some...
It's to turn your brain off.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the plot isn't abnormally in-depth.
And yet...
There's enough, they managed to establish enough kind of background and history for the characters to spawn how many? 7 movies?
No, you mad bastard.
More than that.
There are 5 Critters movies, and there was an abysmal web series called The New Binge. The latest movie is called Critters Attacks, which admittedly I haven't watched yet.
So that would be the 6th movie.
No, 5.
Right.
There is Critters 1,
Yeah.
Critters 2, the main course, Critters 3, Eat Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh yeah, I
Critters-
forgot Leonardo DiCaprio was in the third.
It's his first ever film role.
Yeah. Yep.
The 4th film, Critters in Space, and then Critters Attacks. 4th film, by the way, has Brad Dourif. And
You know, if you need Brad Dourif.
that's the only person that I can guarantee I know. I wanted to say somebody else, but I'm not sure if it's...
I'll watch
particular
anything with Brad
actors.
Dourif in it.
Yes, because he's great fun. He is.
on his balls.
Yeah. To be honest, Critters are one of those franchises that
Sorry, my next point.
I would be happy to see a remake and a reboot of. It's just... Well, Critters Attacks apparently went kind of the kiddie-ish route. I don't want to say overly, but there are certain plot elements that have me a little bit worried about watching it.
This is the the Shudder series, is it?
No, because that one, I'm not even going to bother with that. That was written off. At least Critters Attacks has been called watchable. But the new binge was just written off altogether.
Who doesn't love a bit of Brad Dourif, Katie? He's great.
Indeed. One of the most interesting things about the Critters movie, the first one especially, that didn't
Did you say something about Walmart, by the way? Because Buzz just wrote Walmart in the chat. I only noticed it from earlier.
Buzz says weird shit sometimes.
I know, but I was just wondering, was it about one of the movies or something?
No.
Walmart. Cool. Got it.
Anyway, yeah, one of the interesting things that happens in the first movie that doesn't happen in the other one is we get basically a 6.5 foot fucking Crite at one point because they just keep eating and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And
yeah, I can't remember what, there was a cartoon where someone did that as well.
Keeps eating and getting bigger?
It was Nibbler. It was from fucking Futurama. Nibbler.
Okay. Like I said, spawning 4 sequels. Personally, I'm not going to lie, I kind of prefer the second one because it's just the entire town gets hit. Plus, Lee finds a body that suits her really well. So there's that.
Roddy, welcome to the chat. What's going on?
Hello.
He's here for the Crites.
Yeah.
Son.
You and the bounty hunters.
Yeah.
You and the bounty hunters. Ugg and Lee. Ugg actually turned out to be a bit of a bastard by the end of it, though.
Yeah,
Not
he's
at the end
bounty
of the
hunter.
film, but by the end of the series. Because there was a whole thing whereby the Crites were extinct and Charlie was going to finish them off, and it was kind of like, no, you can't. And then other stuff happened, and blah. Blah.
Indeed. Will we do trailer?
Yes!
Trailer. Okay, here's the trailer for Critters, and we will be back. I'm getting my gloves off because you know I'm rolling something. Nail white. Anyway, we'll be back where we're doing grabbers.
Yes.
We're going in an ascending level of horror.
Yes.
I would have actually said Critters would be scarier than
You're right.
grabbers if I was going on an ascension level.
Yes, but I had a plan in my head when this was supposed to be at home on a Thursday night where I could drink.
Right, what was the plan?
Review Critters, get drunk during reviewing Grabbers, hopefully not make a pause with for Event Horizon because I know that one best.
You had the option to get drunk. You just won't sleep in other people's houses.
Yeah, because then I wake up early and I have to go home, which means I have to wake up early.
You don't have to wake up early.
Trust me, I have to wake up early.
No.
It's not against...
Not
it's,
here. I live in a different time zone.
It's the way my brain works, okay? If I am not in my own house, I wake up early so that I can then go home to my own house.
Right. Okay. Anyway, here's the trailer for Grabber. Or
Critters.
No, Critters. I know what's going on. Don't worry.
Of all the planets in the galaxy, they chose ours. They hide in small places.
This phone is dead.
What?
They light the dark.
Jay, any luck?
Just a minute.
There's nothing cute about them. They've come a long way, and they're hungry.
Dad's all torn up and Mom's got like a harpoon sticking in her neck and they're getting bigger.
Critters. They bite.
That was the trailer for Critters.
Yeah, like I said, for me, it's a fun Halloween movie, primarily because when I was a kid, I was able to rent out all 4 of the films and kind of watch them back to back because clearly my parents didn't pay too much attention to what kind of blood-soaked stuff I was... What am I saying? They knew what kind of blood-soaked stuff I was watching. Who am I kidding? It was great fun. It was great being a kid when I was me.
Maybe if we let him watch movies about it, he'll stop doing it to actual things.
You make it. I never hurt any animals.
I never said that.
Okay. Just clarify that one.
I just worded it better for the internet.
Okay. All right, fine.
You are live.
Yeah. Anyway, for those that haven't seen Critters, it is just a fun fucking franchise to check out. Unfortunately, like we said, the films do deteriorate after the second one. The third one is notable, I suppose, for having, Leonardo DiCaprio as a kid in the first. He doesn't die in it, unfortunately.
I may have added my own bit into that.
We
movie.
all do. All right, we all do.
He bugged me from Titanic to, I can't remember when he got
Django Unchained.
No, Deception for that, or Inception. Sorry.
Dream within a dream. All you're doing is making a film about a Tool song.
I always remember Film Riot did they were doing a Christmas sketch, and I think it was called one of the sketch. They used to do these Christmas special Christmas episodes, but I remember one was like, what if blah 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 directed a fucking Christmas movie? And it was Christopher Nolan. They did Christopher Nolan, and your man just he's made a present.
Oh no.
And he opens up the present, and there's just another present inside the present, and your man's just looking at him. He's like, it's a present inside a present. He's like, that's amazing. And then it just cuts.
Just
That's if Christopher Nolan directed a Christmas movie.
It's just a film about a Russian doll.
I have to show you the one for
Babushka
fucking
dolls,
Michael
maybe.
Bay. The Michael Bay Christmas one is fucking
Bay
amazing.
explosions.
Loads of big explosion, and they even got the standard Michael Bay, the 360 shot. Just before your man goes, I don't know, the shit's about to get real. That one.
I still think it was weird. I was watching The Hitman's Bodyguard, and no, it wasn't that. It was 8 Underground. And I was watching the film, and there was an explosion in the film, and I just went, wait a minute.
This is a Michael Bay movie.
I know that sound effect. Oh, no.
I know this explosion.
That was literally what happened. And I was just like,
Michael Bay with his one assets pack.
He has this weird, this explosion.
He does it. No, it's what he does is he adds a bass drop to the explosion.
It made sense when it was in Transformers, because they're fucking Transformers. As bad a fuck up as you made of everything else.
Yeah.
That made sense.
In fairness, 8 Underground was good. That's the Ryan Reynolds movie, yeah?
Yeah.
That's a bloody great movie.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Reynolds did an interview, and myself and Michael Bay got together, and we were like, how many explosions can we actually get in a movie? Which, goddamn,
They got a lot of
yeah, at least these explosions, there's actual substance to these explosions. It's not just like, oh, we're blowing up this for no reason. There's always some sort of... Anyway,
on to the next film.
not directed by Michael Bay, just to clarify.
Fuck no. In fact, directed by John Wright. Written by Kevin Lehan, who apparently came up with the idea while vacationing and being eaten by mosquitoes.
Eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Yeah.
What a weird transition of thought, where it's like, I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. Oh, he's getting eaten alive by mosquitoes in Australia, and someone tells him to
eat Marmite
because the mosquitoes won't like it. I presume they meant rub some Marmite on you.
No, they probably told him to eat Marmite because they were taking the piss out of him.
Oh yeah, like a glass hammer kind of thing. Quite possibly. But anyway, it spurred a thought in his head where he was like, I wonder if any of the famous horror monsters or stuff had like a weird allergy to like alcohol or something.
Do
like
vampires get drunk? Well, yes, that's why they have
Oh,
people
sorry.
drink absinthe before they drink from them.
He realized the Marmite wasn't working, and then he was out getting shit-faced one night.
He
and
was
he
like,
was
I hope
hope
little mosquito bastard gets drunk.
and crash lands.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing.
Yeah, it was like,
and
well,
then grabbers.
What if being drunk made you immune to something? How would that work? How would we make that work? I know. Let's have it set in Ireland. Those mad bastards are always drunk.
They'll be immune 98% of the time.
And you know what? I feel with some degree of confidence I could survive grabbers. I could.
I like how we've had a trajectory of movies tonight where it's like, porn movie. I'm not surviving that. I'm done. I'm gone. That's it. Giz is dead. Grabbers.
Alcohol fueled movie. Oh yeah.
I wouldn't have I'd have to go and get alcohol. Do you know what I mean? But I don't have an issue drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
So I'd be fine.
Fortunately, as always, I do have backups and reserves of whatever the situation might need. So anyway, the film Grabbers takes place on...
Session at Giz's house. Yeah.
I need that for Molotov. No. Anyway,
If it
Grabbers.
wasn't for the fact that I love Molotov cocktails, I'd actually be like, oh, don't be a fucking grouch, man. But I'd be like, okay, look, as long as we can blow some shit up, that's fine.
There you go. Just like the airport.
Oh, yes. Or orange juice. Concentrate.
Yes. Wood shavings.
Just to clarify, concentrate, not orange juice. You're just going to have really gassy smelling.
Sawdust packed in together.
Anyway, moving on.
Yes, sorry. So yeah, Grabbers takes place on an island off the coast.
Arrested.
Grabbers takes place on an island off the coast of Ireland, which isn't named, but is clearly. Well, actually, no, it's not the Aran Islands. I always thought it was.
Ackle or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but anyway, on this island we have one very, very.
Paul said he really enjoyed this film. That's because this movie's
fucking
amazing.
awesome. On this island we have one very. How can I put this? Disenfranchised lawman by the name of Garda O'Shea, who spends most of
His
his
head
time.
with a badge is the word you're looking for.
Yeah, I was supposed to say spends most of his time fucking langers because he's stuck on a
Ain't
goddamn
a lot
island.
of crime on an island with 10 people on it.
That's a dude. There's more than 10. There's like 15, maybe
20 maybe.
Anyway, as a result, he is somewhat put out when all of a sudden workaholic Garda Nolan arrives on, and she's all chipper and she's all, well, hey, this is going to be great fun.
The
We're going to be
police chief
doing
or
this.
something is taking his holidays and she's over as the replacement or something.
Yeah,
isn't it?
she volunteered.
Yeah.
Who
because-
volunteers for this shite?
Not just volunteered, she was supposed to take holidays and she said, I won't take a holiday, but if you send me here, I don't mind working there for 3 weeks or whatever. I'd imagine because the inner city Dublin lads were like, I need a fucking break. I just one day I just want to drive around and fucking hit some people with bats and just not be reporting it.
Isn't that what they do anyway?
Yeah, I know, but in this movie they don't because she's fucking ruining their buzz the whole time. Probably. You can't just be beating people up. You have to report why they were beaten up. You're ruining my buzz.
Anyway,
Jesus.
one night a mysterious green fireball streaks into the ocean and hits fairly close to the island, scaring the bejesus out of a bunch of lads on a boat. In fact, they don't make it off the boat.
No. Spalatter City.
Not soon after, a bunch of whales are found very, very dead on the beach.
Super dead.
Super fucking dead.
Like no respawn, no level 2, no
Innards.
buy back in, just dead, done.
Yep.
Dusted.
Very, very.
Dusted. Especially considering it's unusual to find whales off Ackle Island, which was the even weirder thing.
Unfortunately, there isn't a lot that can be done for it. So
Because they're
Garda,
dead.
yeah. So Garda O'Shea just kind of chalks up the, well, shit happens. Give me my fucking hip flask and let's get on with our day, which is fine.
I love the nonchalance he has towards certain things, like 20 whales dead on a beach, and it's just like, well, you know, that's odd. I don't mind telling you.
What do you want me to do? Go out and arrest the sharks?
Sharks don't mute.
Anyway, unfortunately, it isn't long.
Someone doesn't watch Shark Week. I'm just going to put it that way.
It isn't long before strange occurrences start to happening, like people kind of not turning up for work because apparently they've had their heads removed in their houses, but we don't know that quite yet. It's just mysterious folks. And then all of a sudden,
We find out that they have their heads removed from their houses.
I was going to say all of a sudden the islands, I'm not going to say town drunk because that's not right. It's the island drunk. Paddy arrives and
The whole town is drunk. He's just exceptionally drunk compared to the rest of them.
Jesus, would you take a look at what I have, lads? This
Paddy.
thing tried to kill me.
Paddy. Anyone who drinks in any pub in Ireland knows Paddy. He may not be called Paddy, but there's definitely a Paddy. Probably is called Paddy. Let me fucking on.
Blood
Not trying to
alcohol
be
level of
racist,
about
but-
90% proof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Average.
Paddy was born immune to the aliens.
I have played the part of a paddy on many an occasion in my 20s. Usually at house parties because in pubs I just
Your
dangerous.
20s, we have you on stream in a Paddy fucking on several occasions.
That's shush.
That's just evidence. What's evidence got to do with it? What's evidence got to do?
Got to do with it. What's proof in this fucked up world we have? Anyway, so
That's random. Sorry, I could not have. I'm just bust into a bit of Tina Turner. Tina Turner?
yeah, definitely Tina Turner. My God, my mother had an eclectic musical taste. Anyway,
I think does every Irish mother love Tina Turner?
remember all those jokes about the Thunderdome?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't need another hero. We all knew the way home. We didn't need to know the way home.
No.
Anyway, back to the film at hand. Paddy turns up and
Bad dumb pun.
Paddy turns up and explains that this horrible fucking thing that he thought caught in a lobster trap just tried to kill him. But it's alright because he managed to bait the shit out of it. It didn't like the
and he
taste of it.
fucking did too.
It didn't like the taste of him, so he bait the shit out of it. So he brought it along to O'Shea.
In his defense about his alcohol level, I've never seen something go, what the fuck was that? As fast as when it bit Paddy.
Well, you see, here's the thing, right? They bring it along to O'Shea and Nolan, who are talking to Smith, trying to figure out what the fuck they just found, because there's another one of these things lying around.
Because it sure looks like a squid, but it ain't a squid. Actually, it's more like an octo squid, but it's not a squid. And squids don't have teeth like that.
One of them gets it wet, it comes back to life, latches onto O'Shea's head, gives it a nosebleed, and then fucks off because O'Shea,
It also langers.
Yeah, fortunately has been tanked up.
In fact, the only person on the island who's probably in danger, really, is... Nolan. Dry bald bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nolan. She ends up being cool by the end of the movie, so it's fine.
To be fair, once they figure out that alcohol is the key to survival and Paddy's rampant alcoholism is the key to the island's survival, because God's bless Pochine, fire, water. They realize that they need to kind of figure out, okay. We need to make everyone immune. We need to get everyone pished. Firstly, we need to figure out how much alcohol it takes to reach Paddy levels of drunk. So they get Nolan fear hammered. I believe there's a great line out of the doctor. At one point, they've gotten the doctor involved. They have to, it's proper medical examination.
It ends up being like just a drink test, essentially. It's just like, okay, how many of Paddy, because Paddy's stuff is raw. Well, that's the safest way.
Touch 90%.
Yeah. Like, whiffing it could make you go blind kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? So, so outside of the, okay, we can definitely have a piss up in the pub, which will solve the issue for a while. The doctor has to work out healthy rations of Paddy's fire water to make sure people don't straight up fucking die.
Well, it's not even that. It's the equate with it.
Yeah.
How do we get people this drunk? What's it going to take? Nolan, you're a teetotaler. We'll use you as a test subject.
I think she barely sniffs it, and she's like, whoa.
Well, they get her fucking rat arsed and pints and fucking shots and all the rest of it. But there's a great line out of it's not Smith, it's Dr. Jim Gleason.
In fairness to Nolan, she's great crack when she's langers. Yeah.
There's a great line out of Gleason where the tester is kind of like, .2. Jesus, Paddy, you'll be the death of us all. It's just, we'll have to get as drunk as him to survive. Fuck's sake.
0.2 is not normal.
0.2% blood alcohol. Anyway, a very drunk Nolan and a sobering up O'Shea go to church to have a chat with the rest of the town, because that's where you find them. And they have a bit of trouble convincing them to go along with it. Fortunately, the pub owner, Maher, is in on the scam and decides, we'll do a lock-in for free drink. Unfortunately, in planning this, his wife comes in and gets it into her head that it's for her birthday party. It's great. It's fun. She just walks in and is kind of like, what's going on here?
Great.
You all
have to
plotting.
organise her a fucking party now.
Yeah, she thinks it's her birthday next week. She thinks this is for her. Deadpan delivery. It's fucking great. They do manage to get the town absolutely hammered. Unfortunately, it's a really shit show of a storm out, and all these things need is water to make them mobile. So now the great big male, which is about 10 fucking feet fucking huge,
He's on land, lads.
and all the wee babas that have just hatched are,
They're on land, lads.
and they're going on a rampage and they're crawling around the place, and it's fine.
Fucking sucking face, left, right, and centre.
It's fine, it's grand, except that there's a line for the jacks, and now I have to go outside to take a piss, and what the hell is that? Oh god, it's in my head! Yeah.
How did it end up eating them?
It literally, the big one was actually so big that it could actually just kushunk, whereas all the little ones were vampiric.
So but wouldn't eating the alcohol one mess them up?
That was the point of getting them all drunk.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though,
It's a big one.
yeah, and he just basically...
Takes a couple of drunk people to sort out the big lad.
Well, no, I think what happened was he ate the doctor, realised what the doctor was, and spat out bits of him. Yeah, kind of like... And then he saw Nolan and O'Shea in the car, and then he went over and tried to fuck the car. Well, tried to get at them, and it looked like it was smashing in the car. It was great fun.
Yeah, they were about to fuck in the car.
Yeah, they were going that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were getting there.
Well, O'Shea was being all nice and kind of like, you are drunk. Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it. But
Janet. No, wait, Nolan. I mean Nolan. Sorry.
for those that haven't seen the film, we're not going to spoil much else, but it's
Go
a
see
laugh.
the movie.
Yeah, it's a laugh. It's
Although I think everyone in the chat
has seen it.
Well,
there
I know
might be-
Roddy definitely saw it, and I know Buzz definitely saw it. Katie definitely saw it.
Yes. Every
Bree
okay.
hasn't said anything.
Bree probably has not seen it because
Okay. Bree, you should go watch it. It's great.
Yes,
And Sweet
I-
Rabbit, if you haven't seen it.
yes, go
You
watch
should
it.
also go watch it. It's
Watch it
fucking
while
cracker of a
drinking
movie.
because that way you're truly in the spirit of things. And if you can get, I know you're American.
If you're very good at pretending, you can pretend there's aliens outside that
Well-
you need to keep away with alcohol, and you can just be like, it's like virtual reality.
they're Americans, maybe they can get their hands on moonshine. That's like the American version of poutine, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't be no. What? Don't be telling people to do that. You'll go blind doing that as well.
Go up blind doing everything in life these days.
It's not true. It's not true at all.
I can't remember what I was watching the other day, but it was just, don't do that, you go blind. It's kind of like, wait, what? But it was
I'm
no,
pretty sure that's not true.
it was an old film, and it was one of those superstitious kind of things, and it was something stupid.
Making toast. You can't go blind making toast. And I was like, actually, you probably.
Depends on the toaster. You get a
Yeah,
shot.
if the
You
toaster
look
was-
down and
If the toaster was fucked, you could probably. Yeah.
yeah, get a slight corner right into your eye from shot straight up real
Yeah.
fast, and bang, blind in one eye.
I suppose you kind of can get blinded doing nearly anything.
True. You can get blind drunk in this movie.
Yeah. Trailer.
Trailer.
Trailer. Okay, we're going to hit the trailer for. Oh, God, I never queued it up. Keep talking there for a minute. There.
Oh, good grief.
I got into the movie.
This is one of those rare occasions where the Irish Film Board actually helped the film fund something really awesome. Although, to be fair, The Hole in the Ground, which was last year, was
Slow but
fucking
good.
amazing as well.
Slow but good.
Yeah. Grabbers is not slow. It's,
No, Grabbers gets going pretty lively.
and I dare you, I double dog, no, don't, Giz, don't do that. People will hurt themselves. Sorry, I was going to suggest something very, very foolish as the Whitney and I drinking game. Or the
What's the with Nail and I drink? Yeah.
you drink every time they drink, and
Oh,
you
Jesus Christ.
and you try to drink what they drink.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Much more acceptable.
That's the alcohol version of going toe to toe with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Much more safer is to go with the Dazed and Confused smoking game. Although that too,
I'll fuck you up.
you will, yeah. Eventually, yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah.
You
It's
do-
all first half of the film you're fine. The second half is just
once it gets into party season, it's not.
ooh, I was in the right place, but it must have been the wrong time. I was with the right face, but I must have used the wrong line. That's from the film.
I know.
When he's drunk, wandering through a crowd.
I know.
Okay. It was applicable.
I was just wondering. I was like, fuck, we're breaking into song a lot tonight.
We are. It's probably a good thing that I'm not at home drinking, or it would have been much, much worse. Or better.
Yes. Anyway, here's the trailer for Grabbers, and we will be back momentarily where we're going to be doing something a little bit scary.
It's always the quiet places where the mad shit happens.
They're pilot whales. They died at sea.
I caught myself a sea monster.
This is something totally different. Something alien.
You don't believe me? Not a bit.
Christ, didn't I tell you?
Believe in coincidences.
Not really.
You are so lucky she didn't kill you.
You were drunk.
If we taint our blood with booze, we're poisonous sweet.
It's extraordinary. We stay out of the rain and we drink.
You're throwing a party. It's a welcome party for me. But you're leaving in a fortnight. It's just a goodbye party, whatever. Tequila! Is that at the door? You've got all under control. There's none trying to kill you.
Have you got Semtex on you? Not on me, no.
I'm pissed.
It's okay. I'm all right.
And we're back. That's the trailer for Grabbers. As you can tell, even by the trailer, buttload of fun.
It's
Sorry for
great
pointing
fun.
you out, Bree.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I didn't do it, but like,
Well, I would just, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Are there any comments that need to be addressed, or were they all just...
no,
No?
no.
For anyone that hasn't seen Grabbers, it is quite honestly the best Irish horror comedy. I'd nearly say the best Irish horror, but The Hole in the Ground is friggin' awesome as well. So good tie there. Good tie there, I think. I'm trying to think of a better Irish comedy horror or a better Irish
Stitches.
I couldn't get into that.
I like Stitches.
I just couldn't. I don't know. I just couldn't.
It's technically English Film Board, though.
Well, technically, a lot of this was. It was financed by the Irish Film Board, wasn't it?
I said English there.
For this one?
Stitches.
Yeah, I'm on a bunch of cappers.
Okay. Yeah, Irish Film Board financed the full.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Right. Next up, we have what is a proper horror movie, opposed to horror comedy movie.
Let me just say, this film
It's
it's probably the best ghost ship story ever done.
except for Ghost Ship.
No, it's better than that.
Ghost Ship's fun.
It has that one awesome scene.
Ghost Ship?
Yeah. Oh, I like the movie. It's not.
It
It's
does
not
have
as
that one. That awesome. Unfortunately, that awesome scene happens right dickety bick at the start of the movie. So
Yeah,
it's kind of like, oh,
yeah. Yeah. But however, I think overall the best ghost ship story.
hey, Cammy, what's going on?
Hello. Overall the best ghost ship story just happens to be this one, and just happens to also be
calling you son again, by the way, just to let you know.
son.
He adopted you as his child there in the last stream, do you remember?
Pretty sure that makes at least 5 people now that have been.
Okay. Hello, miscellaneous dad number 5.
Were you ever there in the old days of Termites when I'd walk in, look at Bob O'Connell and go, "Hi, Dad," and walk past him? Oh, it gets worse. That went on so long, right? That at one point, you know the way Jennifer used to go in with me? Because my sister was 2 years younger than me, but looked enough like me that we'd pass off as twins when need be. So I was walking in, when going into bars and stuff. She's my twin. She forgot her ID.
Oh, right. Okay, I get you now.
Yeah. So, going into Termites, I walk in. "Hi, Dad." Jen's behind me. "Hi, Dad." Bob's just there. "Oh, for fuck's sake."
It's a glitch in the Matrix.
Oh, man, it was hilarious. Meanwhile, the lads on the door are just fucking, because they're used to me.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
just like off, just in stitches. That was good times. Good times. Anyway, down to the film at hand. A sci-fi ghost ship fucking masterpiece that if not for a tragedy of circumstances, we could have had a much gorier and in-depth
Tragedy being
version.
studio interference.
No, well, yes, but then
Thank you.
unfortunately, when they went back to do a director's cut, they realized that much of the footage had been stored incorrectly or wasn't cataloged.
Badly stored. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Rotting.
It was gone. It was gone.
Rotting to the core of the celluloid. That was the word I was looking for. Celluloid, not
Yeah.
core.
So,
Terrible.
so unfortunately, we are left with what is still, to be fair, quite the masterpiece in 1997's God's damned mother-fracking Event Horizon.
It's so goddamn good.
One of the few films ever to make me actually go, Jesus fuck. Now, granted, that was on my first watching of it years ago, and I was in a
Pussy.
house. I was in a house with all the lights turned off.
Pussy.
What?
Pussy. Pussy.
Some of the scenes in this film
Are graphic.
and do put a chill up your spine. Actually,
Yeah.
it's when Dr. Weir is crawling around in the vents and it's all darkness and just the way the lighting comes up and the sudden apparitions appearing. That really put a chill up my spine the first time I saw it. It was just, Jesus. Anyway, for those of you unfamiliar with the film Event Horizon,
Oh, you're in for a treat.
yes. Basically, it is about a ship that was set to revolutionize space travel. And unfortunately, when it turned on its revolutionary engines, fucking disappeared just off of Neptune's, orbiting Neptune. Basically, fires up these new engines, kind of like, okay, here we go. Beep. And they were fucking gone. No sign of them whatsoever. And then about, I think it's 5 years later or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Hang on a second. The film's set in 2047. The ship disappeared 5 years earlier.
Yes.
Yeah. A rescue crew headed up by Lawrence Fishburne is sent out to try and salvage the now reappeared Event Horizon. They're joined by the inventor of the newfangled engine, Dr. Weir, played by Sam Neill.
Who is brilliant at being a scary bastard.
He is. He's also very much tortured from the beginning of the movie by by memories of the suicide of his wife. Well,
yes.
we don't actually know it's suicide at first, to be fair. We just know that she's dead and it's racking him over it.
Yeah. slowly unveils what happens.
Yeah. The crew of the Lewis and Clark, which is the rescue boat, is fucking awesome. Has Sean Pertwee as a navigator.
Sputby.
What?
It's Pertwee. It's Pertwee.
Oh, yeah, okay. Who else? Oh, where's her name? I had it a while ago.
Move on.
Jodie Richardson. There, yeah, from Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Wasn't she in Jurassic Park?
No, Sam Neill was.
Yes, but the blonde was as well, wasn't she? That's the same actress, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, while en route to the Event Horizon, and after coming out of a bit of hypersleep where Weir gets the bejesus scared out of him by his own nightmares again, they have Dr. Weir explain exactly what the fuck happened and where the hell they're going, because to this point they have no knowledge of what their mission actually is. When they're
It's just go-to ship.
Yeah, when they're informed that it's the Event Horizon, the lads are all like, no, that's bullshit. That ship is gone, disappeared. That's...
They're talking bollocks, kids.
Yeah. We're...
Ellie Sattler. Oh, no, sorry. Laura Dern plays your one in...
Okay, I was wrong. Not the first time. Anyway, Weir explains that his new drive is basically a wormhole drive, essentially.
Yeah. We go from here. A bend space and time. And we were there.
Yes, by ripping a hole in reality itself.
Yeah, and that is where the problem arises.
Pretty much. Now, we don't know what the problem is at the time.
No, but we know that there's a problem.
Yeah. They arrive onto the Event Horizon, and the first indications that something is up is the fact that there's no lights on, and yet life form indicators are picking up sporadic readings throughout the entire ship. So that's kind of...
disconcerting.
Exactly the word I was just about to use. Exactly the word. Sure enough, though, they make a boarding. They find that the ship is abandoned. Systems are pretty much online. They turn on gravity, get atmosphere going again.
Oh, but turning on gravity is not a good idea.
Yes, no, unfortunately, it's not a good idea because it's a gravity drive that rips a hole in reality. And as, what's his name? Fuck, I keep on forgetting. Josh?
I don't know what you're on about specifically.
The young fella of the crew, Justin, there we go, Ensign Justin. As he is helping with the reconnoitering of the ship, the engines comes online. A huge whirling pool of black is seen. Justin gets yanked into it, and it's emergency situations.
Because Justin's gone.
He is gone. They manage to pull him out. He is in a catatonic state. Weir vehemently denies the fact that the engines could have come online. Clearly it was an optical illusion caused by the gravity fields. I'm just going to bullshit you people for as long as I can because I have
optical illusion, even though the guy visibly got sucked into it and came out not too well by the end.
No fucking clue what is going on, but it's physically impossible. There's no way that the engines could have actually been turned on.
Did I do that? That kind of thing.
Yeah. So despite the fact that over the course of the next few hours, day, more or less, the crew is haunted by strange stuff being seen out of the corner of their eye.
Lawrence Fishburne is getting steadily angrier as he's aware that Sam Neill's character is lying through his fucking teeth with him.
Yeah, there was an issue when the first... I think there was an issue when they first pressurized the ship that causes a ripple through into the... Yeah, that's it. When the engine comes online, when Justin gets sucked in, it also causes a concussion wave through the Event Horizon, which hits the Lewis and Clark,
and
causing a rip in the hull.
Yep.
In the hull. They fixed that, fixing that is what keeps them on the Event Horizon while things start
steadily getting worse,
spiraling out of control. They find the crew's log. It is distorted to fuck, but CJ, one of the crew on board, thinks he can make out a bit of Latin, which says "Liberate me." At least he thinks, which says "help me." After a while, he realizes he got the translation wrong, and it was actually "Liberate tutte me ex inferne," from hell.
But it's too late because we're already on the ship.
Yes.
Shit the balls.
Yes. The crew continues to be haunted by nightmarish visions. Eventually,
being an understatement of the century.
Eventually, they get a proper view of the captain's log when it is deciphered. They see what can only be described as
stuff.
I'm trying to use words that don't make me sound like a freak. A chaotic, blood-soaked, torture-fueled rampant crew orgy of death. There we go. That doesn't make it sound like I thought it was appealing in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, with the crux of which is the captain himself clawing his own eyes out as he most definitely
he doesn't need him.
As he most definitely says, "Liberate tutte me ex inferne," save yourselves from hell, because we are all there and we are loving it. As it's just cannibalism and debauchery and disembowelment and dismemberment. And oh, did we mention that when the lights come on, it turns out the blood and viscera of the crew are actually kind of painted on bits of the walls of the ship.
And when the gravity comes on, some bodies fall from the sky as well, if memory serves me correctly.
That's later on, I think. Yeah.
But not the sky, but as in they were on the roof and no one thought to.
Oh, to look up. Yeah, there was that, I think. Yeah.
Gravity on. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, this is way worse than I thought it was. Oh, God. Turn the gravity back off. Jesus Christ. Which actually probably would have been a good idea.
Unfortunately, while they do manage to get the Lewis and Clark repaired and they're all set to go, especially after seeing that God's damned captain's log, there's a bit of an issue because Weir doesn't want to leave his ship. He is one.
I've grown one with the ship now, and when the ship needs sustenance.
It needs me. It's always needed me. We're not going anywhere. My ship needs a crew. So sure enough, he's going to put a fucking hole in your ship with a bomb. Bastard.
Yep. Resolved that issue pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Is he missing his eyes yet?
Nope.
Nope. That's about to happen.
Yeah, that happens a little bit later on.
Yeah, Sam Neill gets very topless and you're just like, hey.
He's covered in scars and he's one with the ship. And basically...
I'd really appreciate if you put your top back on.
Basically, like I said, this is probably the best... like I said, this is probably the best ghost ship story. It just happens to be...
Oh, shit. Sorry.
What?
Nothing. Just coughed.
It just happens to be set on the Sea of Stars as opposed to back in the old days on the Pacific or the Atlantic. Excuse me.
It's the ship. It's got ghosts. It's applicable.
Well, it's a ship that has disappeared and come back haunted. Or in this case, and I love the one of the reasons that I do enjoy this film so much is because even the description that Weir gives is the ship basically travels through the chaos realm. You know, it's if you look at Warhammer, it's the warp. It travels into the warp and comes back with a warped entity in it. The crew themselves are driven mad by a realm whose physics defy every law of reality.
It's a dimension so toxic that it literally infected the ship.
Precisely. And it's interesting that I've seen a couple of different variations on that notion, the idea of an alternate reality that in and of itself is sentient and is so different from what we expect that it can just distort and destroy the minds of anyone that goes there. And this, you know, to link that in with the apparitions that keep occurring, the fantastic tension that goes out through it, because they use the flickering power, the lights coming on and off, the fact that Weir admits early on that he's claustrophobic and has to go through these small spaces to get into the inner workings of the machine at one point.
Yep.
Coupled with, to be fair, the backstory for Weir himself makes it easy to see how he falls into it and falls for it and latches onto something that needs him, and just plays on his ego and his self-need and his self-validation. This is just a really fucking good story. And like I said, a film that unfortunately should have been longer originally. I think in the editing process, the first version of the film was like 2 hours and 10 minutes. It was like, that's too long.
So people don't watch movies that long, even if they're good.
Well, it was like the gore factor. I don't think people expected it to put him off. And then, like you said, studio involvement had him chop out too much in the director W.S. Anderson's opinion. And then years later, after the success of it, when it actually came out on DVD and stuff, they were like, what if we did a director's cut? I'd love to.
All the footage is wanked.
Bollocks. And some of the extended scenes, to be fair, they probably just would have, you know...
Up the gore factor from the sounds of it.
For a lot, yeah. There would have been, not so much explanations, but there would have been, more information on the backstory between Lawrence Fishburne's character, Miller, and Stark, the Lieutenant
He's a
Stark.
fascinating guy, but you don't really get to see much of him other than being initially the leader and then initially being really angry at Sam Neill.
Yeah, well, you do find out that, like, he lost a crew member before. I'm not going to lie, the description he gives of seeing fire in zero gravity, I'd love to see it myself.
Fucking taste.
What? the way he describes it, it just like comes on in waves and just flowing over everything. It does sound really cool. It does. But anyway, like I said, just the story pacing, the well-written plot, fantastic acting, really good gore.
Really good gore.
Really good gore. All of that makes Event Horizon like a fantastic horror movie. Like I said, really good ghost story movie, fantastic sci-fi horror movie, very intelligently written, but doesn't have you kind of going, I don't understand it because it's been too technical. Like the explanation that Weir gives for a wormhole drive is brilliant in its simplicity, albeit destructiveness. Miss January or whoever she was. Yep.
Yeah, in the chat.
Well, she wasn't completely gone. She just had a hole in her feet and, just a little bit to her head. Best bits were still left.
Anyway, we're going to hit the trailer for Event Horizon, then we're going to be back. We'll let you know what's coming up on the rest of the week.
At 0300 this morning, TDRS picked up an automated navigation beacon broadcasting at 2-minute intervals in Neptune orbit.
This is incredible. It's the Event Horizon. She's come back.
The Event Horizon is the culmination of a secret government project to create a spacecraft capable of faster-than-light flight. The ship doesn't really go faster than light. What it does is it creates a dimensional gateway that allows it to jump instantaneously from one point of the universe to another light years away.
Where's she been for the last 7 years, Doctor?
That's what we're here to find out.
After 7 years in deep space,
There were 18 people on board this ship when it disappeared. I want them all accounted for.
Opening outer door.
it came back abandoned.
Any crew?
Negative. This place is a tomb.
But it didn't come back alone.
Captain Miller! I've got some problems here!
This ship has been beyond the boundaries of our universe. Who knows where it's been? And what it's brought back with it.
Did you hear that? What is it?
The ship is reacting to us and the reactions are getting stronger.
What are you telling me? That this ship is alive?
I have such wonderful things to show you.
Oh my God!
It knows my secrets. It knows my fears.
Vacate. I want off this ship.
You can't leave. She won't let you.
God help us.
And we're back. That's the trailer for Event Horizon. If you haven't seen that, make sure you definitely go see it because it's really good.
Yeah, and it's one of those films that's maybe
It resonates with you and sticks with you, kind of.
I was going to say maybe it's because it's in space, but watch it with all the lights off. Really,
It'll shit you up.
well, whatever about that. It's just there's a lot. I always say, a lot of the times horror movies they do work better if you got all the lights off, but this one especially, just because perhaps it's because it's in space, perhaps it is because, like I mentioned, power outages play a good part. They do. I don't want to say jump scares because that term has been watered down with all the color by numbers shite in movies lately.
Well, it does have jumps. Well, you
they
see,
do them properly.
Yeah, look, the thing with a jump scare is it's supposed to be used occasionally to kind of throw the tension off in a place that the tension ordinarily isn't supposed to be. And they ended up becoming a lazy way of just adding scares to a movie opposed to accentuating the scare.
Yeah.
Just the jump scare was initially to be a diversionary scare, and you're like, when you think there's going to be a scare, and then there's supposed to be an actual scare a little bit after.
Well, in this case, I mean, the one that really kind of comes to mind for me is We're in the Tunnels, where it's like the lights are flashing, you're waiting for something, then you see it, and just Jesus.
I wouldn't even call that a jump scare. That's just a very well orchestrated scare.
Whatever you want to call it, it fucking works.
Yes, it does. It does.
Huh.
Anyway, that's it from us. thanks for joining us again, and hope you all had a happy Halloween, all that kind of thing, if you didn't happen to be with us last night. And other than that, make sure to hop over on American Horrors. There's going to be an episode on, and 8:30 p.m. CST, whatever the place is, only American Horrors. I'm not sure what one he's running tonight. And other than that, make sure to join Buzz and Carter this Tuesday, where they're going to be reviewing War of the Worlds versus War of the Worlds in an actual original versus remake, not a not original.
Of anything charming from Mars per million. Sorry.
Yeah. Thursday, we're going to be doing a sci-fi horror binge. We're going to keep it a little secret to let you know as to what we're going to be doing until then, but there's some good plans.
Yes.
In the loop. And next Sunday, myself and Giz will be here with some horror movie / board game related. Sorry, not horror movie. Horror movie? Some video game / board game related horror movies.
Yes.
To tie in with next week's episode.
Yes.
Which will be on American Horrors. Which you can look forward to a promo Tuesday.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say next or something.
No. Okay. Because that's not the episode.
Okay.
Other than that, we'll catch all you guys during the week where we're going to be talking about some other sort of mad horror bollocks. Just
bollocks?
Mad sort of horror bollocks. God, 3 years I've never fucked that up. Mad sort of horror bollocks. GoreCast out. Point at the screen, guys. That's the one. Don't forget, if you enjoy our Madcap GoreCast horror hijinks, we stream 3 nights a week over on YouTube, Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays, where you can see a little bit of this. Turd spoon, god damn, I knew there was something I wanted to bring up in the... God damn, I don't know what a fucking turd spoon is, but I'm mad to...
Get it pretty in-depth.
Most definitely some of this.
With a new 2009 twist. She pulls out of her vagina.
I'll give it to her though, because like, you know how like magicians kind of like do something and they pause dramatically? She took that dramatic pause.
And occasionally some of this.
Our favorite Halloween movies.
What's up, GoreCasters? Welcome back here to the GoreCast. Yeah, okay, I'm here. I'm back.